Hey there, my name is Martin, and in this video, I'm going to answer the question that's on everyone's mind. Can you take epoxy resin on a plane? Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really worth packing all that epoxy resin in my luggage just to avoid paying those pesky baggage fees? Well, let me show you how to do it without any drama. 1. What is epoxy resin and what are its uses? Epoxy resin is a type of synthetic resin that is derived from petroleum. It is a popular material for use in a variety of applications, including adhesives, coatings, and composite materials. Epoxy resin is known for its high strength and durability, as well as its resistance to heat, chemicals, and age. These properties make it an ideal material for use in a wide range of industries, including aerospace, automotive, and construction. Epoxy resin is also used in a variety of hobby and craft projects. It can be poured into molds to create jewelry, ornaments, and figurines. It can also be used to encapsulate objects such as coins or model cars. Epoxy resin is a versatile material with a wide range of uses. 2. Can you take epoxy resin on a plane? Liquids, gels, and aerosol spray cans are limited to containers that hold 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters, or less per item. These containers must be placed in a single, clear, quart-sized bag. Only one item per bag. The bag may be placed in a carry-on bag or in your checked bag. Larger containers that are half full or less can be packed in checked luggage. All liquids, gels, and aerosol spray cans must be placed in your quart-sized bag even if they are purchased after the checkpoint. You are allowed to bring a quart-sized bag of liquids, gels, and aerosols in each carry-on and checked bag. Each container is spacious enough for only what will fit comfortably in the quart-sized bag. Epoxy resin meets these requirements. It is considered a gel. You can bring it on a plane as long as it is in a container that is 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters, or less, and it is placed in a clear, quart-sized bag. Only one item per bag is allowed. The epoxy resin must be placed in your quart-sized bag even if you purchase it after going through security checkpoints. Large containers that are half full or less can be packed into your checked baggage. However, all containers must fit comfortably into the quart-sized bag first. 3. How to pack epoxy resin for travel. When you're packing epoxy resin for travel, the most important thing to keep in mind is that the resin needs to be kept cool and away from direct sunlight. The best way to do this is to put the resin in an insulated container with a lid, and then pack it in a cooler with ice packs. You should also make sure that the container is airtight so that the resin doesn't cure prematurely. When you're ready to use the resin, it's important to mix it thoroughly before you start working with it. Otherwise, you run the risk of creating pockets of uncured resin that will be difficult to work with. If you're traveling with a large amount of resin, it's also a good idea to pack some extra mixing supplies so that you can mix smaller batches as needed. By following these tips, you can make sure that your epoxy resin stays in good condition while you're on the go. 4. Tips for using epoxy resin while traveling. Epoxy resin is a versatile material that can be used for a variety of purposes, from crafting to repairs. However, it can also be difficult to work with, especially when you're on the go. Here are a few tips for using epoxy resin while traveling. Make sure you have all the necessary tools with you. This includes gloves, mixing cups, stirring sticks, and an airtight container for storing the mixed resin. Plan ahead and allow plenty of time for the resin to cure. In general, it takes about 24 hours for epoxy resin to harden fully. If possible, find a spot that's out of direct sunlight to work in. The heat can cause the resin to set too quickly, making it difficult to work with. By following these tips, you can avoid common pitfalls and ensure that your epoxy resin project turns out successfully. 5. Additional information about flying with hazardous materials. There are many items that are considered hazardous materials, and these items are regulated by the DOT. Some examples of hazardous materials include compressed gas, fire extinguishers, lighters, and matches. All of these items must be declared to the airline at the time of check-in, and they may only be transported in carry-on or checked baggage. Hazardous materials may not be carried in the cabin of the aircraft, and they must be placed in a DOT-approved container. Failure to comply with these regulations can result in fines or imprisonment. For more information, travelers should consult the DOT website or their airline before packing any hazardous materials. So, if you're looking for a versatile and durable material to work with while traveling, epoxy resin is a good option. Just make sure you plan ahead and take the necessary precautions to keep it cool and safe. And if you're not sure how to use it, don't worry, we've got you covered. If you're looking for more information on working with epoxy resin, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to share them in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you.